All right, what's up, guys? Choco Sir here, and we're back with another Secret of Mana Randomizer Seed of the Week. This is number 207, and for this week, we have another Mana Tree Revival Seed for this week. All right, so it is Saturday as I'm recording the seed. So again, this video, when you guys see this video, it's going to be Friday when I put this up. So yeah, like I said in the past, these videos are going to go up on Fridays now instead of, earlier in the week like I used to do. Anyway, we have 13 flags for this weekly seed. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. Starting off, we have a random starting character. We have restrictive logic. Flaming Drum is also going to be in logic for this seed as well, so we will have to locate that among the checks. We have hints disabled, so no hints for us this seed unless we go to the Witch's Castle. We can get a hint there, but other than that, no hints are going to be available. We also have allow locked items, so not everything is going to be available to us to collect, and that could mean anything from other characters to elemental spirits to weapon orbs, mana seeds, miscellaneous items, and things of that nature. So we do have to keep that in mind, that allow locked items is a thing. Higher chest drops and no chest traps. We also have no trash weapons. So usually trash weapons is turned on, and even when it's turned on, it's a really low chance that when you forge a weapon that you roll a trash weapon. That won't be happening on the seed, so we don't have to worry about getting any trash weapons. We have speed up improvements disabled, so this is mainly a nerf to the girl's gnome spells rather. Speed up, usually when you have speed up, you have auto run enabled and you have a quicker charge on your weapons. We will not have that available on this run, so no auto run and no quick charges on our weapons. So Gnome is basically vanilla on this seed. For the girl anyway, she's vanilla. Random status ailments set to awful. We also have enemy stat growth set to increased after bosses. It is what it says. Enemies will gain levels and stats after every boss that we kill. We need 7 seeds for the run, and we have a 300 gold start. So yeah, this one should be pretty interesting. I mean, we do have the flaming drum and logic, so that always, I can't say always, but tends to make seeds longer depending on where it's located. Disable hints, of course. Locked items is probably gonna play a factor in the seed as well. We may not have access to certain things. Speed up improvements, of course, being disabled, that's going to not might make a run a little bit longer if we find Gnome, if we find the girl. And 7 seeds necessary, so this might take a little bit depending on how everything is laid out. All right, so with that said, let us get started. All right, looks like we're starting off with the girl. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we don't have to worry about finding the girl because we start off with her. Okay, let's see what we can do here. All right, we have a bow start. All right, sword orb. I'm actually gonna try a different route for early game here. Want to check the shop first and see what's in here. Nothing I can afford, so we're just gonna head on out. Instead of going to Gaia's Navel first, I'm actually gonna go straight to Pandora. We're gonna go Ruins. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Con Fire. That's unfortunate because Tomato Men are resistant to fire. So we can't kill those guys quickly anyway. But what we are going to do is try to kill everything on the way to Pandora. Everything that's not Tomato Men, rather. Because like I said, those guys are resistant to fire and it's going to take several shots to kill them. And here's hoping we get some chests on the way. Jumped over my arrow. How dare you? So we are going to drop a save in Pandora because Pandora Ruins is a pretty risky play at level 1. Because we may run across a Dark Lich in the ruins. And if we do, the chances are we might not be able to defeat it. So first of all, we're going to check the shop and see if there's anything that we can use here. Okay, chain vest is a start. We'll take one of those. Also take some candies and some medical herbs here. Go ahead and put that on. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and drop a save. And just in case we can't kill what's in these ruins. And like I said, this is a pretty risky play, what we're doing right now. It's also an aggressive play. Our defense isn't that great. I mean, we got a chain vest that we just got, but we also don't have a helmet or a wristband. Alright, we don't want to mess with those. Okay, level 2. I'm going to try to kill some of these enemies on the way down as well. And see if we can get any drops. Alright, barrels are good. They sell for 300, which is nice. Oh, we got Terminators. At the very least, I want to see what the Whippers are dropping and what the Terminators are dropping. Ooh, alright, Fairy Walnuts are nice. We take those. We definitely take those. But we're not going to kill too many things in here. I could kill this Blad. Okay. Oh, we actually hit him. I didn't think that arrow was going to hit him there. But because the last thing we want is to get ballooned. And balloon is not nice. Alright, so looks like there's no Dark Lich. Alright, who is this? Oh, Boreal Face, okay. Alright, we should be fine then. Yeah, we should be okay. There we go. I want to try to stay away from the Brambler if we can, so we don't take any extra damage. Yeah, we should be just fine. I should take only 1 or 2 more shots here. There we go. Oreo face, not a bad boss to see right there. It does take a little bit of time to kill, but it's not Dark Lich. Dragon would have been fine. Watermelon would have been fine. Kilroy, Kettlekin would have been fine here. All right, Spear Orb and Axe Orb. From there, we're going to check Treasury. We are level 4. The enemies should be level 2 at this point. We're also going to check the shop and see if we can afford anything. I don't know. Go ahead and sell. Sell that. Ooh, that's unfortunate. All right, Frosty Ring, Circlet. Okay, we can't afford the Frosty Ring, unfortunately. Alright, so we're going to see what comes out of the treasury here and see if this was a good play. Alright, nothing from her. Alright, what do we got? Sword Orb, Boom Orb, Gold Key, Salamando, the Sword, and Luna. Alright, yeah, that was definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Alright, Sword is Dragon Agility Fire. Unfortunate. Alright, Rope out. I believe now that we have the sword, we can check the sword pedestal. So we're going back to Potos. We're gonna go ahead and equip this thing. Again, we don't want to deal with the Tomato Men because they resist fire and it takes a little bit of time to actually kill them. Yeah, we're just not getting any decent drops here. I actually want to kill these now. Because I won't be killing anything in Rabbi Forest. Not to mention, we want to get this sword to level 1. Ow. Alright, sword's level 1. We're going to go ahead and go now. Alright, so we are going to drop a save. We're going to check the sword pedestal. And after that, we're most likely going to check Mantis Ant since it's right there. But we will do that after the sword pedestal check, though. Alright, yeah, like I said, we're not going to bother with these guys out here. They're going to take too long to kill. If I had a different element weapon, then I wouldn't skip these guys, but we are dealing with 2 fire weapons right now, unfortunately. Ooh, okay, Wind Seed's nice. That's definitely a good sign. Actually, now that we got that Wind Seed, we can Probably go to Upper Land and turn in that Wind Seed. And check Moogle Village at the same time. But we're going to do that after we take care of our business here in Potos. Okay, let's see. We got the Wind Seed. Next thing we're going to do here is we are going to get Luna up to level 1 real quick. We're going to go ahead and cast 3 spells here. We're not worried about them. There we go. Reason we get Luna to level 1 is so we can have 2 stacks of moon energy instead of 1. Alright, drop a save. We checkmate this ant. Tiger. Yeah. Alright. Okay. We gotta be careful not to get knocked unconscious here. Nice. Very nice. Alright, so we are going to get a sword orb here. The spot always gives you a sword orb, no matter what the seed is. Okay, 1800 gold is nice. We're going to go ahead and keep that. Alright, now we drop a save. We go Upper Land here. I'm sitting on 3,000 gold, which I can't do anything with right now, unfortunately. Alright, so we check the orb, see what it is. We check Moogle Village, see what's there. We can forge the sword while we are there, and then we can turn in the Wind Seed and see what we get out of that. Alright, we got red slimes. We're not going to bother with those. Again, they're fire element, and we are wielding fire elemental weapons right now, unfortunately. Lumina. Alright, so Lumina required for Upper Land. Good to know. We can kill these. For some extra money. Alright, what do we got? We got a glove orb. And gnome. I am sad. I am very sad right now because we have speed up improvements disabled on this one. We got Luna and Gnome too. Strength Thunder on the sword. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that right now. Let me see what Nico has. I might be able to get something from him. Ivy, Raccoon Cat, and yeah, I might as well get this. I got the money for it. As much as I hate spending 1100 gold on a Raccoon Cat, we don't have anything else right now. So, in that case, we might as well. All right, so we drop a save at Nico. We check out the wind seed pedestal. I could get this sword to level 2. I gotta remind myself that this sword is thunder element as well. All right, fairy walnut there. We do want level 2. I think we got it. I think. Yeah, we got it. All right, let's go. All right, who is this? Snake. Oh, okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cast one of these. Yeah, level 2 sword attack is kind of bad here. There we go. And sometimes I can't space myself properly here. There we go. Okay. Big Brother Snake loves his earth slide. Loves it. I thought he was gonna come up. Got him. All right. Might have took a little longer than I wanted to, but it's all right. Sometimes snack fights are like that. They're very annoying. All right, what's on this wind seed pedestal? Ooh, the axe and the javelin. Okay. Let's see. Axe is con, ice, jab is high damage, int, and stone. Okay, so here's what we can do here. We can throw 3 of these out real quick. Stop a save, and we are gonna go to Guy's Navel. All right, so turning in the wind seed definitely worth it because we got the axe out of it. I wonder if I should forge my sword past this. I mean, it's got strength on it, yeah, but it's also a thunder weapon. And thunder weapons are annoying when you're fighting certain enemies, like slimes. Because when you knock them unconscious, you actually can't damage them until they wake up. Unless you're using magic, of course, but if you're not using magic. Alright, Guy's Navel. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna save split the bosses, see what's here. Alright, there's a bow orb. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and forge that. We can forge the axe as well, sure, why not? We got Harkon sword, high damage agility stone. Okay, light agility on the bow, beast agility, ice on the axe. I'm gonna force the sword one more time. I could force that one more time too. I could. Dark agility. I mean, it is. I mean, it's not high damage range, so I don't think it'll be too bad. All right, what do we got? Kung Fu dress. Ooh, overalls. Okay, let's go overalls and silver band here. And I think we should be okay. So that. There we go. Alright, so we should be good on armor for a little bit. I mean, unless we see like tiger cap somewhere. Or chest guard. Alright, Lumina for that. And a lot of Lumina orbs here. Oh, another bow orb. Okay. Alright. Here's the plan. We drop a save. We check Tropicalo, see what's there. If there's nothing there, we revert. We check Kilroy after that. And then when we're done here, we go for the magic rope chest. Ooh. I think I just throw fire bouquets at this thing, right? Pretty sure that's what I want to do here. Yeah. It might be dead right here. Yep. Alright, jab orb, axe orb, glove orb. No thanks. No thanks, I'm good. You don't want any of that. There's no point keeping that. If there's a case where I'm spiking up enemy levels for nothing, then there is no case. Oh, you're determined. Okay. You're determined, I see. In other words, you don't want to be spiking up enemy levels for nothing. Alright, glove orb, stab orb. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. We will happily save reset out of those pauses. Okay, can we force the bow one more time? I think we can. Alright, short bow. We're gonna head for the magic rope chest here. Yeah, that's dark, agility, fire. Okay. Pretty much a better version of the level 1 bow. Now that we have some diversity among our weapons, we have a fire weapon, we have an ice weapon, and we have a dark weapon. And I'm gonna try to pop some chests on the way to the magic rope chest and make some cash if I can. These mallets are dropping 500 gold. Alright, $1,000. Okay, there's Lumina. Lumina us there. However, I do want to finish off early game first. So before we jump the gun and go to upper land, we are actually going to go Witch's Castle here because one, we are on this side of early game, and two, we have the axe. So we might as well finish off these early game checks. We know you don't say anything. Alright, we got mimic boxes. Here's hoping they don't use lunar magic on us, which they might. And they use it randomly. But yeah, I don't want to leave any checks behind here. Even though I do have access to the upland orb now. Well, we can get past it anyway. It wouldn't feel good leaving early game checks behind. Especially when you've already cleared most of it out. Because really all that's left of early game is this place, Undini's Cave, and Earth Palace. We can't get into Earth Palace right now though, so we really can't do anything about that. But Witch's Castle we can do, and Undini's Cave we can do. So we're going to go ahead and drop a save just in case there's nothing here. We can also get a hint here as well. So that's the other reason why I'm doing this now. Alright, save there. We still have one seed. Excuse you, good sir. I don't need you trying to kick me in my face. You might get set on fire here. Light seed in a chest. Okay. Good to know. That light seed could be beyond that Lumina orb somewhere. Most likely is. I would fire Decay the Sky, but there's no point. There's really no point. Ah, he blocked my dang attack. There we go. It's so annoying when you let your charge attack go only to get it stopped by some random attack the enemy does. That sends you into your dodge animation. Alright, we got Axe's Orb. It's such a shame that speed up is disabled on this run. Alright, what do we got? Okay, there's the Dark Seed. And a Glove Orb. Okay, Dark Seed's good. We take that. We absolutely take that. So that gives us 2 seeds. Alright, so let's see. We have to rope twice because we don't have the whip. we're going to do now is we are going to cannon over towards Water Palace. We'll save at Nico's. And then we check Undini's cave. Yeah, this route is turning out to be pretty good. I mean, ruins in the Potos checks. Everything's lining up quite nicely so far, which is a good thing. Okay, we can kill those guys now, but I'm not going to bother. Alright, drop a save there. We check Undini's cave. He was there. And then from there, we most likely go to Upper Land unless we find like a water seed here, or we find a whip here. Well, a whip and an earth seed, but I doubt it. Ah, Snapdragon. All right. We got you, my friend. We got you. There we go. All right, level. I think we're level 9 or level 8. Ooh. Wow. See, that's why it pays to check early game before you go through Upper Land, because you never know where that flaming jump's gonna be. So it turns out that Lumina is actually not required. Alright, so let's see. We do free checks here. Let's go Matango. We know that the light seed is in a chest. So I want to kind of hunt down the light seed here. We're going to try and check as many chests as we can. Alright, there's a sphere orb. We don't need armor, so I think we're good. We're good for now. Although I probably should be looking in shops anyway, because for one, we don't know if the boy and or the sprite are in the seed or not. And if we find them, then we want to get something for them. Okay, Sword Orb from Mara. I don't think... I don't think I'm going to force the sword any more than this, honestly. I mean, we have an int weapon in the javelin, if I need it. Oh, okay, tiger cap's here. I'm glad I looked here. Alright, tiger cap there. We take that for sure. We'll save that coon cap for whoever else comes along. Assuming that they're in the seed. We don't know, because allow locked items does include other characters. So for all we know, this could be a solo girl seed. It could be. I'm not saying that it is, but it is possible that it's a solo girl seed. Again, we're just checking to see what's in these shops in case we want to upgrade later on. Steel cap. Okay, gold vest is here. Unicorn helm. Okay. Okay, let me get off the javelin here. Alright, jab orb. Another jab orb. We're most likely not going to be forging the javelin past where it's at. I could try and pop these guys real quick. Nice. Oh, they all drop chests. Okay. A quick 2,400 bucks right there. And a spear orb. Okay, so nothing in Northtown Castle. Alright, let's check ruins. Maybe the light seed is here, who knows. We know that it's in a chest, according to the hint at Witch's Castle that we got earlier. And we need to find 7 seeds in order to complete this run. Not to mention, allow locked items is a thing, and it is possible that there are only 7 seeds available. It has happened before. So that 8th seed, whatever it is, might not be available to us. So it's even more of an important reason why we want to hunt down the light seed. Because more than likely, we will be needing it. Kill these. Okay, no chest. Alright, axe orb. Alright, so yeah, we gotta look at the back chest because again, the light seed could be back there for all we know. Not to mention, we also have the gold key, so if we find the light seed, that puts the Light Palace ped into play. Speaking of Light Palace, we can also check the first chest in Light Palace as well. But so far so good on this seed though. Alright, we're still at 2 seeds. Still 1 character. We haven't found anyone else yet. Alright, no light seed back here, unfortunate. Alright, whip out. We're not going to bother with Empire bosses right now. Okay, so from here, let's go to Santa's house. We check Santa's house, we check Ice Country, or Ice Palace rather. We are in Ice Country. And then from here, I think we go to Lighthouse. Okay, there's money. Finding money on checks in a seed such as this one doesn't have as much impact because we can always farm money from certain enemies. Especially once we start killing more bosses then the enemies are going to drop more cash. So it doesn't make money being on checks as meaningful. I mean, if you get it for free, then so be it. You know, free is free. You can't beat that. But I'm just saying it makes it a little less meaningful. Okay, there's that. Movable belt is nice, but we really don't need that. But it's there. Alright, let's see. Lighthouse into probably Sunken City chest, maybe. We do have the axe. So we can check that too. No sign of the whip yet, though. Ooh, okay, water seeds there. That's nice. Alright, so that makes 3 seeds. We need 7. We're gonna go ahead and check Sunken City chest here and see what's here. Maybe we'll get lucky and find the light seed down here. Who knows? We can kill that, sure. Yes? Excellent. I see. Nope. 800 bucks. Okay. Oops. There we go. I think we go to Tasnica from here. Since it's right over to the east here. Tasnica into Turtle Isle. Actually, yeah, Tasnica to Turtle Isle into Dark Palace. We can check Dark Palace chest as well since we have the axe. We can't turn in the Dark Seed though because we don't have the whip. So the only thing we can do in Dark Palace right now is to check those 2 chests. Oh. I probably should have just let you cast burst. Oh well. Alright, Tasnica has a bunch of nothing. Alright, let's see. 3 seeds. Water seed, wind seed, dark seed. We already turned in the wind seed. Okay, 600 gold on Turtle Isle. Not bad. Again, we really don't care. We'll take it though. I'll be happy to take it, but not really anything that we are to get excited about. Alright, Dark Palace. Let's see. Go ahead and hit that. Dryad seed. Okay. All right. Yeah. Dryad seed just sitting there. Not the light seed. Oh, and the Sprite is here. Okay. Sprite with the gloves. Alright, first of all, you're getting this. You can have that. I gotta get you an armband. You can have this for now. I gotta get some stuff on you. Alright, so Sprite in the Dark Palace chest. Okay. I really hope that the light seed is not out of logic. I really hope not. We might have to hop the wall. We'll see. Undini. Okay, yeah, we have to hop the wall. I really hope that the light seed is not one of those chests that are that's supposed to be blocked by allow locked items. I'm getting a bunch of kicks here. Those turtles might be influencing it too. Sometimes the enemies do. Okay, hold on. Let me kill these turtles first. Let's try this one more time. There we go. Please don't let that light seed be in here. Because it might not be free. Ooh, that's there though. Sylphid out of logic. And that's a Lumina orb. Very interesting. I'm scared that this light seed's in here. Alright, whip orb. Have to wait. Okay, no light seed. Thank you. Whew, I was scared there because I was worried that the light seed might have been flagged by the randomizer as locked under allow locked items. All right, so with that said, let's go to Gold Tower. And I'm gonna see if I can get some armor for Sprite while I'm here. If I can, I don't know. Alright, we're sitting on 10,000 gold here. Can we get something here? Alright, we got Gold Vest, we got Tiger Bikini. Alright, let's go Gold Vest. We can get Golem Rings for both of them. I can probably just end up getting two, right? Yeah, we'll get two. I mean, we have the money. Okay. Alright, girl has tiger cap. You can upgrade to that. You can upgrade to that. Sprite, you keep that. You can have this. And you can have that. Hmm. Is it in Grand Palace? Oh, it's right here. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm getting deja vu from last week's seed, because that's where the light seed was in the last week's seed. We're gonna drop a save here. I don't see why we should not clear Light Palace right now. I don't see the reason why we shouldn't, because the light seed is sitting right here. We might as well go turn it in. All right, let me work on one of these spells here, because we got 2 bosses coming up. Super, please. Thank you. I'm actually going to grind this to 2 real quick. There we go. And that way I'll have something to do on the next boss here. Assuming he doesn't, you know. Assuming he doesn't, I was gonna say, assuming he doesn't resist wind, that is, which he clearly doesn't. Dead. Nope, you ain't dead. That was a low roll too. There we go. Oh, I just remembered we saw Circlet back in Pandora, so I might go grab that for the spurt. I might. Alright, we're sitting on 5 seeds. Alright, Axe Orb. Wow, the Moon Seed is here as well. Oh boy. Okay. Of course it is. I mean, we have known, yeah, but it's level 0. We should be okay though. We're gonna Walnut here. Nice. Yeah, I mean, if the seed's gonna put the light seed in the dang light palace, you might as well just clear it. You might as well. You're already in there. I swear, if there's another seed here, I'm gonna flip out. Because we already found 2 here. Uh, 2,000 gold, sort of. Okay. I was going to say. Alright, let's work on out of here. We have 6 seeds. I'm thinking to just make the Pure Land gamble here. We don't have hints available. I'm going to grab this circuit for the sprite real quick. I think I saw it in this shop over here. Yeah, I think we just have to go for it. We might as well. All right, so let's see. We have a level 2 gnome. We have a level 2 Stilpid. Or level 3 Stilpid, something like that. I think it's level 3 actually. Salamando, still level 0. I might just work on that a little bit before we get to the next boss here. Alright, let me swap to forward here. Okay. Another one? Yep. Another mech rider. Alright. A lot of projectiles on the screen right now. Alright, so yeah, we're making the Pure Land gamble. We're gonna see if there's a seed here. I don't think there is. But I could be wrong. This is Randomizer, so I'm gonna assume there isn't. There's only a possible only one seed left. Fire Gigas, yeah. Okay, I guess we just gotta use this then. I'm actually gonna prep you because I don't want to use a walnut here. I really don't. And what enough? There we go. Yeah, I didn't want to waste another walnut there. I think I only have one left anyway. I think. I gotta check. Sometimes using Luna as a backup is the play. All right, sort of. But yeah, if we don't find a seed here, then that's fine because then Pure Land will be cleared out anyway. I'd rather clear it out now anyway. Snapdragon. I'd rather clear it out now than later. You might be dead. Yeah. Alright, nothing so far. Yeah, like I said, I'm not expecting a seed to be here. There's only 2 seeds left. And because of allow locked items, there might be only 1 seed left. Okay. Wow, you actually changed off of that? Interesting. No hit animation or nothing. Just flat out changed. One more. He did. Yeah. Yeah, that was unfortunate right there. All right, Axel. Yeah, that was unfortunate because when you hit Tompo with a fire spell, uh, usually he'll go into his, you hit him, he goes into his damage animation where he takes damage, obviously, like pretty much everything else has in this game. But instead, he immediately changed into Biting Lizard. No damage numbers until after the fact. That was weird. Spring Beak. Okay. Whew. Yeah, this is a little bit scary because, like I said earlier, it is possible that there's only one other seed available because of allowed locked items. And of course, we don't have any hints, so we're going to have to blind check it. Are you full MP? Yes. Ow. Axorb, Earth Seed. Of course, it's in the last check. Of course. All right, but that's it then. I mean, Vando's gonna Vando. It does stuff like that. The randomizer will make you think that there's no seed here when there actually is. So you kind of have to just check everything. You have to check every spot. All right, so it looks like we're getting 105, 50 something. Yeah. All right, 105.54 is our time for the seed of the week. Yeah, not that bad of a seed, honestly. I mean, you're given a decent amount of power early, and if you check your freebies, you end up with a sprite. Well, you end up with the sprite only if you get the axe, because the sprite was locked behind the axe. Yeah, so I feel as though this seed can be done sub-hour. We might have killed killed a bit too many enemies, but that's all right. Um, but I do think that my early game route was really good, and I think that's what I'm going to try to do on from this day forward. I think that's what I'm gonna try to do, is to just rush Pandora Ruins if I can. The reason why I say if I can is because we might get some silly start like sprite start and like defense refactor or something crazy like that, and then I can't. There's no way we're doing Pandora Ruins early. But let's just say if the seed allows me to. If the seed allows me to do Pandora Ruins early, I'll try it. But again, like I said, Pandora Ruins early is risky because there's always a chance that a Dark Lich could appear there, and Dark Lich has higher stats in general, no matter where it is. So early game Dark Lich is actually, I'm not gonna say dangerous, but it's harder to kill, especially if you don't have magic. If you don't have magic, Dark Lich is a nightmare. But if you have magic, if you have, a decent weapon, if you have Luna or something like that, then yeah, Dark Lich ain't that bad. But you're always running that risk of running into Dark Lich if you're doing an early Pandora Ruins. Um, Early Pandora Ruins versus, say, early Gaia's Navel. I mean, you're comparing 7 checks in total and 1 boss versus what, 7 checks and 2 bosses. And 7 checks in Gaia's Navel, I'm including Magic Rope, Elder, Watts, Kilroy chest. And then you got the 2 chests on Tropicalo spot, and then the 1 check on Kilroy. So yeah, 7 checks at each location, but it's 2 bosses versus 1. Pandora Ruins can technically be faster because it's 1 boss, and depending on what it is, you can kill it faster. And most people don't really save split Pandora Ruins because it's so many checks. I think I've save split Pandora Ruins maybe once, maybe twice, but very rarely will anybody save split Pandora Ruins because it's 1 boss and you're getting 7 checks out of it. So, and even if you don't find anything useful, there's a bunch of orbs or money or something like that, and money's always useful. Orbs can be useful if you need them. If you don't have magic, if you have like a boy sword or something, orbs can always be useful, especially for weapons that you already have. But yeah, it is risky though. It's an aggressive play certainly, and thankfully it worked out because we found the sword, we found Luna, we found Salamendo, and we found the gold key, which eventually led us to 2 mana seeds, which was pretty huge. So after Ruins, we decided to go back to Potos because we had the sword. We can check the sword pedestal. We checked that for the wind seed, which is nice to see there because we haven't seen Upperland yet, and we can turn in the wind seed while we are checking Moogle Village. So that's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So I thought to myself, okay, wind seed allows me to do that. We check Mantis Sand after that, see what's there. We might as well keep the sword orb because we have the sword. We can forge it if we need to. And then we go to Upperland right after that. We check the orb. We find out it's Lumina. We check Moogle Village. We find Gnome. Unfortunately, speed up improvements are disabled, so Gnome is pretty much useless for the girl. And we find, what was it, the axe behind the Windseed pedestal. So finding the axe there was actually really huge because the axe allows you obviously to clear other areas that are axe locked, but more importantly it allowed us to do Witch's Castle, which had a seed. So the axe, having the axe allowed us to go back to early game, and we went to Gaia's Navel after that. Guy's Navel didn't really get us anything aside from Lumina. We found Lumina. Now, the seed wants you to think that Lumina is required because I mean, you may have seen the orb. There's a Lumina orb in the upperland, and the seed sometimes wants you to think that orb, that elemental is required. But I mean, yes and no. It depends on your routing because it's like I said during the run. Even if you have the elemental required for upperland forest, it's usually usually a good idea to just finish off the rest of the early game checks because you never know where that flaming drum is going to be. Now, if you do that and don't find the flaming drum or don't find anything for that matter, that's fine. It is what it is. It's part of the run. And then you have to go through that upperland orb. But in the case that the flaming drum is sitting in early game, because there's always a possibility on flaming drum and logic, it really does incentivize you to go check everything that you can that's early because you may just find it. And indeed, we found it at Undini's cave. So after Flaming Drum, we decided to do freebies, obviously. We found the Water Seed for free. We found the Sprite for free. Well, we needed the Axe, but might as well have been free. We found, what was it? The Dryad Seed for free. We found the Light Seed for free. And we found the Moon Seed for free. So 4 free seeds after the Flaming Drum. We did get a hint for the Light Seed, so and that's why I was hunting down chests because I wanted to find the Light Seed, just in case allow locked items only gave us access to 7 seeds, because it is possible that the game can do that under allow locked items. So and there is still a chance that what was the one seed we didn't find? I think it was the Fire Seed, maybe. I think it was the Fire Seed. Yeah, we never found that. So there is a chance that the Fire Seed is not in the seed at all. Or you have no access to it. We also did not find the whip either. So the whip could be somewhere, we don't know. The Fire Seed could be somewhere, we don't know. But there's always a chance that those items are not able to be accessed. Yeah, so that's the reason why I wanted to check literally every chest that I could, is to find that Light Seed. And once we found the Light Seed, I'm thinking, okay, let's just clear Gold Tower because 1, we're already inside, and 2, we just found the Light Seed, so all we gotta do is just, go through 2 bosses and see what's on the Light Seed pedestal. Maybe we find another seed, and we did. Maybe we find an elemental, or maybe we find a character, who knows. But we did find the Moon Seed after the first boss. So that was 6. And then my thought process was, all right, we got 6 seeds, we need 7. There's a possibility that the 7th seed is the last remaining seed, and we have no idea where it is. So let's just go to Pure Land. 1, we can gamble and see if a seed is there. It's a very low chance, honestly, seeing that there's maximum 2 seeds left. And 2, to clear it out, because obviously its enemy stat growth increase after bosses. We don't want to spike these enemy levels up too high because then we're going to have issues. So let's just get Pure Land done, get it over with. If we find a seed, that's fine. That'll be our 7th seed and the run's over. If we don't find a seed, so be it. Pure Land's already done, and we can go somewhere else and look for it. And most likely we'd have to blind check it because, again, we don't have access to hints. So yeah, I'm curious to see how other runners are going to tackle the seed. I feel as though we might see some sub-hour times. I wouldn't be surprised if we see sub-hour times. But I really do think that early game route that I did was pretty good. and we looked out and found, the wind seed when we did, we found the axe when we did. Everything just, came together. All right, so anyway, 105.54 is our time for the seed of the week number 207. Again, as I mentioned on the last seed of the week at the end, I am still putting up Yoshi videos, um, one per day. I'm almost done with that game, honestly. I still have 2 more levels to do, and I'm still trying to figure them out because the last 2 levels that I need to do are Secret 5 and Extra 5. So, and they're pretty much 2 of the hardest levels in the game. So it's gonna take me some time to, learn the level and route it out and do all that other good stuff. But yeah, one video per day for Yoshi. Uh, as far as another Eden goes, again, we're still waiting on a good update because the last update was pretty trash. So, and hopefully there'll be some good content along with that update, like new super bosses or new archives or whatever. And if there is, then I'll be doing those, putting those up eventually. But we will have to wait and see. All right, so that's where we're at. Uh, I will see you guys next time.